Getting chillier and chillier, I'll tell you that. I'm not looking forward to it considering I do a video basically every day. But today we are back at the field testing a new disc to a disc that I really love, to be honest. If you were to talk to me about effortless distance drivers, a disc that comes right to my mind immediately is the Discraft Scorch. 11.6 -2.2. This thing kind of flips up, rides, and fades out depending on how hard you throw it. But we just got a new disc, the MVP Wave, 11.5 -2.2, so very similar flight numbers, maybe a little less glide, but who knows if we're really going to see the difference between 6 and 5 glide. The Scorch, the flight plate is slightly more raised, a little bit more dome to it. The rim is pretty rounded off and smooth, kind of like a Roadrunner, whereas the Wave is pretty much board flat, and I would say it has more of that traditional driver rim where it kind of has that U shape to it. So completely different hand feels, but yet very similar flight numbers. I am actually freezing. Holy cow, I can't believe how cold it is. I do have two Scorches. I have the first run Z Scorch, and then I have this UV Scorch. Unfortunately, I only have one Wave though in this Eclipse plastic. We're gonna start this off, see if we can get warmed up, and also hopefully we can beat the rain. A couple hyzer flips here, see how they do. We'll start with the Scorches. First Scorch, you can really just tell how glidey it is, and I hardly threw that. Now we got the UV Scorch. A little lower, and it's also turning a little bit more. Interesting. Considering I didn't throw those very hard, I'm going to try to do the same with the Wave, just a slight baby hyzer, and see kind of how it compares. Okay, so there is a little flip there. One throw, I don't want to make any huge assumptions, but if I had to, I would say the Scorch looked a little bit more glidey there and maybe a little less stable. I felt like it held straighter for a bit longer. I don't know if you can see that speck of green, but we also got the easy distance with the Scorch. We'll try to throw them a little bit harder this time, which means I'll probably pop them on a little bit more hyzer as well. Oh yeah. I think that was almost identical to the last shot, but I think I put on more hyzer and just threw it harder, and so that hyzer accounted for the speed. We'll go with this UV Scorch next, see if we can actually put it in the air or not. Another low beamer. They're just so straight. I don't think you can go wrong with the Scorch, folks. Unless you throw really, really hard, then Scorches probably are rollers for you. All right, Wave, let's see what you got. Oh yeah. But it just fades out a little quicker. There is some flip up to it, but it's not quite like the Scorch, I don't think, because the Scorch just continues straight, where you're gonna get a little bit more fade out of the Wave. This time I'm gonna try to get them out a bit flatter. If anything, I just don't wanna put them on big hyzer flip angles. I don't know why, but there is another mower here. They mow this every day, I swear. A little flatter so we see some of that turn. Kind of a line drive there, so I'm glad I didn't throw it harder, because if we did, I think that probably would have rolled on us. Let's try it with the Wave. There's some of that turn. I think if I get that a little higher, a little bit more power, then we're gonna see a really nice S flight out of it. What I feel with the Scorch is if I keep throwing it that low and put more power on it flat, it's just gonna roll over on us. So instead, I'm gonna try to throw it flat hard, but give it a little bit more height. Kind of like that. But I gave it height, so it's able to flex out of it. That's got to be 370, 380. Oh, more flippy. Might get out of it. It's like a true turnover. All you have to do is throw it flat, semi in the air, just let the disc work right. I don't think I have to put the Wave as high because it has a little bit more stability, but we'll still try to give it some height on flat. Yeah. I just can't quite get the turn out of the Wave. Just a little bit more stable. It wants to start to slide right, but not quite. Not as easy as the Scorches. It's like the Scorches want to immediately flip. So I like that consistency of the Wave. It seems a little bit more reliable, whereas the Scorches, if you don't get your angle completely down, it could wind up anywhere. See what happens if I hit this Wave on a little flex shot. A little high, but honestly gave it the time to get out. I definitely wanted to make sure I gave it the height. I might have thrown it a little too nose up. to really allow it to hold the turn. So we'll try again. Better. I like it, but still fighting out. Yeah, a little bit further than the last. So yeah, and if I try that, let me just show you. Try it with a Scorch. As you can see, it's just not going to stand a chance. So I do like that it has a little bit more stability. I can still kind of flip it up to flat, but also at the same time, if I want to throw it on a little flex, we do have a tailwind right now, but throwing on a little flex, it kind of fights out if I give it enough height. All right, guys, I think I have seen enough between the Wave and the Scorch. The Wave just being a little bit more stable out here. You can throw it on those flex lines, get a little extra distance, but it will hyzer flip for you. So I do think I'll like this disc if I have a tunnel where I don't want the disc to go right, but I still want it to flip up. The Wave could be a good option because I didn't really see a whole lot of turn out of it. Now, the Scorch, if I had that same shot, I could make it work. I just have to put on a little bit more hyzer, but if I miss my angle, it has more of a chance to go right. But I will say, I think for amateurs, I'm still going with the Scorch for that effortless distance. If you don't want to throw very hard, these things glide forever and definitely have a little bit more glide, I would say, than the Wave. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.